you for tuning in to the Music and Cigar Podcast. I'm your host, Eddie Roy. This is the Southern Cup Edition, hosted by 2412 and sponsored by Black Cigar Lounge. Let's spark up the conversation. Here we have Miss Lakeysha Jean. Nice to have you onto the show.
Nice to see you. Thank you.
What do you think about the event so far? Are you excited about the Southern Cup?
Oh my gosh, I'm so impressed by the Southern Cup right now. This is my first time here, first time vending, first time in Huntsville, Alabama. I mean, I'm loving all of it. It's everything.
Okay, so you say this is the first time in Huntsville, Alabama. Yes. Where are you from?
Well, I'm originally from Detroit, but I've been in the Philadelphia area for the past 20 years. And I just actually came down here to the South with my brand, Speak to the King. So we're just spreading out and letting people know about what we're doing.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. So can you tell the people a little bit about your business? What's the name of your business and how long have you been doing it?
Absolutely. So I am the creator and founder of Speak to the King, which is a luxury greeting card brand celebrating and affirming Black and brown men worldwide. We make greeting cards for all celebrations, birthdays, just because, thank you, sympathy, you name it. And I started this brand in 2021 following the death of George Floyd.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I sincerely wanted to find a way to put love and affirmation back out here in the world when it comes to Black and brown men and how people see them and how people perceive them. So it was something that was a personal matter because as I was crying real tears for George Floyd, I was convicted that I was not loving my own father the way that I should be loving him, right? My father was in jail for most of my life, most of my adolescence, so I didn't really have a bond with him, and I didn't care to have a bond. But when I saw how I could be a part of the narrative of Black and brown men not mattering enough to community, not mattering to family, I felt led to be a part of the change, you know? So I began to pray and just ask God, how can I be different? What can I do? And he gave me Speak to the King, which is amazing. You know, it goes perfectly with my heart, my passion, my creativity to write poems and affirmations and uplift people.
Right. Okay. So what are your best sellers? Like, what is your best seller? What type of cars? Like, what's your best seller cars?
Listen, we got all kinds of heat, honestly. You read our King Inside today. So what we do, you want me to break it down for him?
Break it down. Ladies and gentlemen, I ain't gonna lie. When she whispered to me in my ear and told me and read to me what was on that card, I almost shed a tear. I almost shed a tear for real.
Yeah.
Because it spoke to me. You know, you don't know what you realize. You realize as a young Black man, like, you know, the stuff that you go through in the day-to-day life, and then have to come home and deal with whatever you had to go through.
Yeah.
Home, life, and work I needed that. So I really appreciate it. Can you tell the people?
Absolutely. So this is King Inside, which is what I read. And King Inside, I will press pause and just let you all know. So the graphic designs on all of our cards are by independent artists. One of the things that I wanted to do was add that piece to my brand when I started, because we were all in a space where we all had this creative energy during quarantine and 21, you know, where it was like everybody was tapping in, right?
Right. Put your minds together.
Everybody was looking for their purpose and their passion,
That's
right?
How I got this podcast.
See?
Yep.
So during that time, I started looking at Instagram and social media and trying to find people that had that art that really spoke to me, that I wanted to illustrate on my cards, right? So I commissioned with independent artists. We put their QR code information on the back of our cards, all of our cards, so that if you wanted to commission a piece of art with this particular artist, who is John Carlo, he killed the game with the front of this one right here.
Show the people.
Yes, indeed. I don't know if they can see.
They can see.
All right, cool. So this is King Inside, and this reads, "You're a king inside. It's true. Just ask the ones who believe in you. Your melanin, your story, your scars, your truth. The fact that you still shine is absolute proof. You're a king inside. It's not hard to see, especially once you become who you're supposed to be."
See, ladies and gentlemen, that's what I said. Every time I hear, this is my second time hearing that, and I just be listening. Of course, we having music and cigars. You know, I love lyrics. I love poets. I'm a big fan of Erykah Badu.
Okay.
So, you know,
yes.
You know what I'm saying? So,
yes,
you know,
indeed. Yes, indeed.
So yeah, I really love that poem. That was really heartfelt. That was very beautiful.
Yeah.
And so let me ask you. Are you say you're from Georgia?
Well, listen, I'm from Detroit.
Detroit.
By way of Philadelphia.
Right, but you live in
now live in Georgia.
Okay. So, like, if people wanted to buy your car,
Yes. Yep.
how would they get in touch with you?
Absolutely.
What is it?
So you can find Speak to the King on all social media platforms at Speak to the King.
Okay.
You can purchase the cards at Etsy, Etsy.com. If you have an account with Etsy, you can go right there and purchase your cards. We ship directly. We ship worldwide, but we ship directly from there. And then we're getting ready to add that component to our website, so you'll be able to come to speaktotheking.com and order your cards from there as well.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yes.
You heard it, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
So transitioning over to, I gotta ask you about the music and cigars.
Okay.
I know you don't smoke cigars because we're talking about this, but hip hop or R&B?
R&B. R&B. I'm a love girl. You know,
Okay.
all day. All
What
day.
got you into R&B? What's your?
You know, I grew up kind of sheltered, so I wasn't able to go out. I was raised by my grandmother, and so I kind of had to be locked in my room listening to the radio all the time when I came home from school. So I was all about the Monicas, the Brandys, you know, like I was like, oh my God, like they was my life. Like Aaliyah, like come on, like you know what I mean? I didn't need nothing else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that was all I had. But it was great. It was a beautiful time in life to be growing up and have that music. So that's really how it became a part of me, you know.
What's your favorite song by Aaliyah?
Aaliyah is definitely Rock the Boat, you know. I mean, not only because it's her stamp on our hearts, you know what I'm saying, as far as her last piece to us. But Rock the Boat is just a vibe. Like, you know what I mean? You get confidence. You can become somebody else when you're listening to Rock the Boat. You know what I'm saying? You got your sexy vibe. You got your grown woman vibe.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. It's just something about that one that always gets me. So I love Rock the Boat.
Okay, since you said Rock the Boat, that's what, 90s or early 2000s?
That's like early 2000s ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this last question before we get out of here, right? 90s or the early 2000s? Which decade do you think hit home for the R&B realm? Like, which one do you think?
Oh, 90s for the R&B, for sure.
Okay.
For the R&B, 90s for sure.
Yeah.
I think the early 2000s, that's when it started getting like the crunk music started coming out. You know what I mean?
Lil Jon,
Like,
Eastside
oh
Boys
my
and all
God,
that.
like things started getting alive. You know what I mean? It was
Yeah.
a problem, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think around that time. But all of it is dope. I mean, I love that era of time because that's when I grew up and that's when things were different, you know? Everything was simple.
Yeah.
You know,
Especially
a
in the
song
90s,
could solve everything. A song could tap you into right where you needed to be.
Exactly.
So it was great.
Okay. Is there anything you want to tell the people about this event, closing out of this interview?
Oh my God, you guys, you got to be here next year. I mean, this is amazing. This is my first time, like I said before, and I am so impressed. Like the venue, the echelon that we are in right now when it comes to the dapperness and the beautiful women and all the products that the vendors are offering here is just very sophisticated, very, needed for us. You know, just a time to relax and just look good and smell good and smile and, you know, just enjoy yourself on a beautiful Sunday. So, I mean, they couldn't have gotten any more right, in my opinion. This is amazing. Shout out to Southern Cup because they did it.
They did.
They did it.
They did that. Y'all
They
can see
did
what
it.
the layout is.
They
and
did it.
I might vlog and show y'all, but if y'all can see what the layout is, it's beautiful.
It is.
beautiful.
It's dope. It's so dope being here. It's a vibe. As soon as you walk through the vineyard, you're like, oh, okay. This is what we doing today. You
Right. That's
know?
what we doing. Everybody dressed in their best stage. You looking good.
Yes,
Everybody look good.
Indeed.
Shout out to 2412 and shout out to Black Cigar Lounge for sponsoring this
Sure.
lovely event. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for the day. I'm Eddie Roy, and like I like to say, music and cigars is just not a brand, it's a lifestyle. Peace.
Peace.